Welcome back to the Sunday Night Show, where we quickly recap last week's market and talk about major news, events, and earnings this upcoming week. Potentially shorting Tesla. Now, I don't have the balls to do this in size yet, but a commenter on my channel did. His name was Ed, and he had mentioned he is going to be shorting Tesla Monday morning. And of all the days to do it, Monday was a great day, but I hope you got a chance to get in and get out and make some money. As of Friday's close, it's back at $595 a share. The big news in regards to Tesla stock is the fact that Michael Burry has actually jumped in on the short selling bandwagon. This is a big deal. Michael Burry is a really smart guy. I respect him. I followed him into several trades in my past. I think his analysis is spot on. And for those of you who don't know Michael Burry very well, watch the movie Big Short, where he actually got played by Batman. Not only does he have a short position in Tesla, he gives Elon Musk some advice, and that advice being, dude, your stock price is $600 or so a share. This is a great time to raise capital, so go ahead and start raising capital by selling Tesla stock, essentially publicly offering more stock at this high valuation, since the public seems to have a very high demand for this stock. The strategy Michael Burry is playing is that of dilution. If Tesla issues more shares, the value of all of their existing shares should go down, allowing his short position to be profitable. Having said that, from experience, the last time Tesla had a public offering, the public just ate up the shares and the stock price was essentially back up the very next day. There was a total disregard for dilution the last time Tesla had an offering. So I'm not quite sure if Michael Burry's strategy will come back to bite him in the ass. I personally am a fan of his analysis. I followed him into the GameStop trade this past year. I, however, also lost money on a company called Tenor. So take his advice with a grain of salt. Don't go out shorting Tesla just because Michael Burry's shorting Tesla. But interesting to see the perspective of a man who's very smart in his analysis. I want to quickly recap a few other things. Zoom had a huge drop upon earnings announcements. I was going through the news announcements. There wasn't anything too bad about Zoom, if you wanted my honest opinion. Revenue increase of 367% from last year. A net profit margin increase of 40%. I think the reason why the market has punished Zoom stock this past week is the fact that expectations were completely out of control. It seems like their massive growth is sort of starting to stall out. The actual percentage of growth is not as high as it once was. Their numbers to me still looked good, but the question is really here on valuation. It seems to me the momentum is essentially no longer in its favor. Without a constant stream of way better than expected news, Zoom has a hard time keeping its price as high as $559. Let's wait and see on Zoom and see how it plays out, but it seems like some of the bloat is being taken out of the name. The other big piece of news I want to talk about is Salesforce. Their earnings were actually really good. Salesforce is buying Slack, and that's a huge deal because with more different types of tech on their platform, Slack being a communication channel, they're going right after Microsoft. It's a pretty expensive acquisition, $27.7 billion. They're diversifying their tech holdings. And I think in the long run, this will actually be pretty profitable for Salesforce. $27.7 billion might seem like a lot of money, but it is an investment. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion, and people were criticizing Mark Zuckerberg for spending $1 billion on Instagram. But that acquisition was very, very, very profitable. People were criticizing Mark Zuckerberg, by people I mean analysts, were criticizing Mark Zuckerberg's acquisition for WhatsApp for $19 billion. But that's another item that Facebook had on its technological platform that they were using. A more robust infrastructure as a result, more robust services. And that's ultimately what I see with this purchase of Slack, is Salesforce diversifying into other types of services to help compete with other tech juggernauts. Very interesting play. I think it's actually bullish in the long run. Having said that, full disclosure, I have no position in terms of long-term investing in Salesforce. The one last piece of news, finally the rotation into value took place. My long-awaited rotation into value. For the longest time, it seemed like the only play in town was tech. Tech was out of control. Well, finally, the lofty valuations in tech have started to catch up with them. We had a huge movement in the banking names. Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all had a massive move this week. I did a video a few months back talking about these stocks, and over the course of this week, I finally started to reduce my position on Friday. Now I want to talk about this upcoming week. I want to talk about some major earnings I'm watching. On Tuesday, we're going to have MongoDB, database on service company. Another company I sold out way too long ago as an investment, and I'm now stuck potentially speculating. GameStop is announcing Tuesday, and the reason I mentioned GameStop is it's another one of Michael Berry's picks.
I'm Batman.
GameStop has had a huge boost, going from $4 a share to $16 a share. Huge speculative frenzy going on right now in GameStop. On Wednesday, the big ticker I'm gonna be watching is Adobe. There might be a couple of other names, but if you guys ask me, I don't think Oracle is really a good trading name anymore. Yeah, it's a big tech name, but it's no fun to trade Oracle stock. On Thursday, we have a great name to trade. Hooker Furniture. I love hookers. I love furniture. Is that too much? I'm a huge fan of their product. Lululemon announcing earnings Thursday. I think the name is a great trade, something I'll be watching very closely. But most importantly, the same names over and over again. Moderna, Pfizer, with the announcements of coronavirus vaccines. I think the speculative frenzy will continue. Regardless of whether you buy to the long side or to the short side, these are great names to trade right now. By the way, I was completely kidding about Hooker Furniture. We have coronavirus out there right now. Don't visit hookers right now. Wait at least until these vaccines come out. There seems to be some early releases in the vaccines. England has approved emergency release of the Pfizer vaccine, and I think they could be starting distribution as early as December. This could definitely impact Moderna stock, but I think if there's one ticker that is like the big play of these upcoming weeks, it will continue to be Moderna. Both to the long side and to the short side. Pay attention to the news, pay attention to the tape. I could not tell you which way this stock is going. All I know is this is total insanity. So great trading name at this present time. In regards to government news, Goldman Sachs this week estimates that if there is a stimulus deal, it will be around $700 billion. Keep in mind, these analysts are the biggest dipshits in the world. If I could be paid as much money to be wrong as many times as these Goldman Sachs analysts, well then, yeah, I'd be a very happy camper. Stimulus could be coming out shortly. We don't know how this is going to affect the markets, because I think the markets are also pricing in stimulus basically taking place. But we don't know the number that they're pricing in. A bad number could actually disappoint the markets. Something I'm really looking forward to, and I'm playing the tape day by day right now. The last item I kind of want to go over is the job numbers have been bad very consistently now for 2 weeks in a row. This does increase the chance that a larger stimulus is actually going to take place. At the very least, this is what I think Wall Street is anticipating, which is why, we had record highs as of close on this past Friday. But I don't know what Wall Street's really thinking. No one really knows. We're at record highs. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We have no clear-cut answer on stimulus. We still don't know where this vaccine is. We have bad jobs numbers, and I'm starting to see my local stores and restaurants shutter. So a lot of bad news is still in the air, and the market, most importantly, is shrugging all of that off. It is the most bullish market I have ever seen, a complete disregard for the economy. And at the end of the day, that's all you really need to know. If you feel comfortable, you tag along for the momentum. And right now, the momentum is to be bullish. And with that, I feel like this is a good place to stop. I'll be back here next Sunday. I hope to see you guys then.
I just lost my voice. I just want the money, 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 money.